What's going on, guys? I guess we're started. I always have the most awkward intros, and at a certain point, I stopped worrying about it, which is a great way to be. All right. What's going on, everybody? This is Rob Garcia, the Warrior Strategist, coming at you from lovely San Diego, and just got back from the gym. Shout out to Boulevard Fitness. Unbelievable quality equipment, great people, like $22 a month. El Cajon Boulevard, full free weights, boxing gym, classes. They actually have body sculpting. It's called the Cake Factory, which is hilarious. Really good trainers and just an overall great vibe without the attitude. The Boulevard Fitness on El Cajon. I actually shouldn't be giving away their location because they're amazing, and I don't want 900 meatheads at my gym. But do have to give them a shout out because they're doing things right. All right. A lot going on. And I haven't been super visible lately just because of working on projects and craziness. As you guys know, I just finished up a book for a client. I ghost wrote a book, and then I wrote a book for myself, which I'm going to launch in about 2 weeks, about speed publishing. And I've been doing project work with Sean Kanan, which has been great. He's the actor from Cobra Kai, Karate Kid 3, Karate's bad boy, Mike Barnes. And we did some collaborative work together. It was incredible. And I just recently released an article about him. And when I interviewed him, he was talking about how one of his influences for studying martial arts was actually Joe Rogan. If you guys don't know, Joe Rogan started doing martial arts really young, like 13 or 14, to avoid being bullied. And as a former person that was bullied heavily, and I mean for years, I completely understand the rationale behind it. And I wish in my younger days, I would have taken martial arts and beaten the living shit out of a few people that needed it. Because Humboldt County is not a pleasant place to grow up. And you will literally have groups of degenerates walking around with bats and knives looking to mess people up. So as a little kid, I was messed with quite a bit. So if you wonder why a guy grows up and becomes 245 pounds and gets 3 kung fu belts, it's so that no one will ever F with him again. And so, yeah, that's the psychology behind studying martial arts. And many times it's just self-defense. So anyway, in the article, Sean talks about his admiration of Joe's career because Joe took martial arts for a long time. I read somewhere that he was like the youngest state certified jiu-jitsu instructor, like in New Jersey's history or something. He accomplished some kind of real crazy distinction at a young age. And what's interesting is when Joe was coming up, he was definitely kinesthetically oriented. Like he went to college for a little bit. It wasn't for him. He dropped out and he ended up just doing he was more of a tactile learner like me, learning by doing. And so he was studying all these martial arts. And then when MMA came up, he was a natural fit for it. And that's why he became an announcer after, fighting for several years competitively, I think. But Sean talked about Joe being his inspiration for numerous projects and just his evolution. Sean studies Filipino martial arts. Martial arts have always been a part of his life. When he started in the Karate Kid 3, he was Mike Barnes, and he just grew as a martial artist in the context of the character had to grow, he had to grow, and the constant training helped. The other actors studied martial arts as well. And that's why the Cobra Kai series, like season 5 that Sean was in, was unbelievable. Like everybody is super limber. They're super talented. I can't even imagine like shooting for that show and having to do those kind of moves. If you haven't checked out Sean's book, by the way, I'm going to give a shameless plug because it's amazing. Way of the Cobra by Sean Kanan is a life development book. It's a lifestyle. As you guys know, Sean won an Emmy. He is currently an actor on The Bold and the Beautiful. He's been in about 20 films and 1,500 episodes of network TV. And he talks about what it's like to climb the ladder of Hollywood. Here's a great shot of Sean, of course, black and white because he's an actor. But I'm telling you, I'm not just saying this because I, know Sean a little bit. I'm saying this because I respect talent and I respect something that changes lives. And so I don't promote things that I don't believe in. This is one of the best self-development books I've ever read. I'll put it right up there with Tony Robbins or, Jim Rohn or anybody else, Zig Ziglar, because it offers definitive guidelines for self-leadership, for setting goals for yourself, for understanding why people interact with you the way they do. And it's kind of cool because it goes on a belt system. So as you learn more complicated lessons, you go up to your yellow belt, your green belt, your brown belt, your black belt. And it really has a lot of activities that will help you define what you need as success in your life. It's a very clear guide to making a better version of yourself, a supercharged version of yourself. And Sean's not paying me to promote this. I'm not being endorsed in any way. I mean, he gave me a really nice video. Actually, he did shoot me an endorsement video, but that's neither here nor there. I'm doing this because I like sharing things that have made my life better. And I can honestly say Way of the Cobra has severely made an impact in how I'm living my life, setting goals, building self-confidence, all that stuff. It's an amazing book. Sean did a spectacular job. He's written 3 books. His 3rd book is coming out this summer, and I've got his 2nd book on order. Can't wait. So anyway, that's everything that's been going on. How have you guys been? I've been wildly busy. Between promoting the Grand Butterfly March in Therese Lawrence, Wyoming, and getting ready to launch my new book in June, and probably bringing back Shift Magazine. That's been the Punch the Dragon that I need to work on as well. Lots been going on. I had Air Force drill, and lately just figuring out who I am. I've been sleeping super weird. Getting up at like 3 a.m., going to bed at like 7 or 8, and I probably need to just find some activities to do. I've completely like transformed in the context of I don't go out after like 7:30 p.m. and I really got to change that. I don't want to fall into the paradox of, becoming a late night San Diego party animal. That's not really my personality. But then again, I'm not an 85-year-old retiree, and sometimes you do have to go out just to mingle and meet new people. That's a bottom line, and I haven't been very good at that lately. So I'm going to change that. So that's everything that's going on right now. If you guys need help with any of your PR or visibility needs, feel free to reach out to me. I can help you out with magazine coverage, articles, media outreach, press releases, all the cool things that Rob the Warrior Strategist does. And I always love helping turn experts into industry level celebrities. Real quick before we sign off, let's give a shout out to Brian Big Country Conwell, my other awesome veteran client who's in Arizona right now for the Desert Challenge. He's at a camp for a couple days, and then this weekend he's going to compete. I'm super proud of Brian. He's been an amazing client. He's got some big things on his horizon, and it's always fun to write about him and to support his career. Unbelievable human being, and we should all believe in Big Country. He's an inspiration for us all. All right, that's all I got, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you like what I do, feel free to share this on your social media. I always appreciate it. And I will see you next time. This is Rob Garcia, the Warrior Strategist. And as always, stay famous.